It's Scott here. It's a Friday night about 11:30, and I just thought I'd walk out to my shop and give you guys a little tour of the shop that I have set up here. I got into screen printing in the late 90s, early 2000, I believe early 2000s, late 90s, and I saw a video by a guy named Bob Mangello, and he showed how to make t-shirts for profit. It was just a cool video, and the guy was explaining everything real well, and it looked like there was some good profit margins. So I bought a cheap press off a publication called The Recycler, and it was actually a hard copy paper publication. And I found a press on there and bought it, and it was actually chrome plated 6/1, color, one station. And this thing was a piece of garbage, missing parts, but I was so naive, I knew nothing about it. I used that for a few months, and I ended up buying another press from a guy down here who builds them, and this guy's named Bob, and I think he was kind of a shyster, scam artist, but this press was really poorly made, and it wouldn't hold registration very well, and so I ended up selling that one also. And then I found on the same publication, Recycler, I found this Workhorse 4.4, and it's a Mach series, but it's a late 90s. It's an old press. But I mean, this thing had everything I needed. It's got very tight micros, and it was well made. It's a good press. And, it had all the toolless adjustments, off contact, screen tilt, and whatnot. But I used that for about 17 years now. And I've been using it up till about a month ago. And then buying this Antec 1 because I needed a 6-color to keep some of the jobs up on the press. So I'll keep a 4-color job or a 2 or 3-color job up here, and then if I have another job that comes in, I still have more colors left in order to print more jobs on those particular colors, those other print heads. So so that's nice. I love this press though. It's got very tight micros. I mean, they're all spring loaded. The off contact you have to have a wrench to break those two nuts loose, but once you do, I mean, it's got those adjustments there. There's 2 smaller knobs to adjust the press to get it, the screen to get it perfectly parallel, and it's a very nice press. It works real well. I love this thing so far. I've only printed, a few jobs on it, but I got a lot of work coming up here soon, so I'll really be able to put it through the paces. But so far, I'm really impressed with it, and I like it a lot. Incidentally, this dryer here was made by Bob Mangello, the same guy who actually made the video that inspired me to start printing. So he's still in business now, and he makes these infrared flash dryers, and they're crudely made. They're very simple. I mean, it's actually like a light switch on here, but they work great, and they heat up just like they need to, and they're 18 by 18 infrared. This one's an 18 by 18, and I paid about half the price I would have from a name brand supplier. Also over here, I have my Insta hat press. I just started doing hat printing again. So I'm printing vinyl, or plastisol transfers actually on my press, and then I'm pressing them onto the hats here. And this thing, it's another oldie but goodie. I mean, it's analog temperature control, and thermostat, temperature control. Very, very simple press. It actually has a timer with a bell on it, but it works perfectly. I mean, this thing it's great, and it's a workhorse. But some of my other equipment here, I have a homemade exposure unit over here. You can see. I'll try to zoom in on that a little bit. But that's got a 50-watt Quan LED light that I bought from Amazon, and I've been printing 50-line halftones when I need to. I don't print a lot of fancy stuff, a lot of crazy, fun, pretty things. I'm doing a lot of work for schools, and I hang and bang, just kind of production-wise, just trying to get things on the press, print them, get them off, get the next job on. But this thing does a job. When I need to print fine halftones, it works real well. And also has a light table light on it. There's a halogen light in the bottom of it also. On the right, you can see the halogen light. And that actually, I use that for setting up films and just as a light table. Just have some backlighting. And there's a timer there for the exposure unit that'll shut it off when we need to. And, so I usually burn about 85 seconds for Sati Graphic PU emulsion. And those are 1/1 coating with that emulsion. And just usually 160s is what I use most of the time. But on the top coats, I'll use 200 usually, or 160s. It depends on the image and the complexity of the design. But there's my motorcycle, and I try not to get too bored in here because printing shirt after shirt after shirt for many years. Like I've been doing this for 17 years. I'm into motorcycle riding, so there's a supermoto guy here on the wall, and I also play music. I'm a guitar player. I have another channel called Scott Hayes Nylon String Guitar, and you want to check that out. I'd appreciate that. But and then over here I have another supermoto guy over here, just to kind of make things a little interesting, things to look around at the shop and not get so bored. Here's all my inks and squeegees and whatnot, and down here I have a lot more inks, but basically that's it. So I just thought this might help you guys out and give you an idea. I can use a garage for a screen printing shop, But I have some good times in here and some stressful times in here. So it's like any business. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like it, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. You don't even know. Thank you. Bye.